Yo. Oh no. Yo, welcome to the channel that will never blow up. That's Meek, the intro in the background. So basically, I'm gonna be breaking down the album, and I know I'm late, but I like to take my time with all these things. You know, like people just give a review like a day after the album drops, even hours after the album drops, like without even listening to it, without having anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything to add to it. Like they just react to the to the songs. I ain't throwing any shade, but I'm just saying like it's better to just digest the album and understand it, and when you tell people about it, like you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like the first track is the intro. He samples Phil Collins in the air tonight, and I think that's a very dope track, like where he starts off the album, and he kind of tells you where he's at mentally and all that. Like Meek, I feel like this is a very different album for Meek. Like it's not like his other albums. You can tell like the maturity, the growth is there, and from the first track, from the jump, you just get it. You just get it. You know what I'm saying? So I think the first track was dope. I really love it. And the second track, we go to Trauma, where he's talking about obviously all the pain that he's seen in his life, and it has left him traumatized. I even saw in the video he did the interview with the Breakfast Club, where he was talking about he has PTSD, even though he has not been diagnosed. He just knows that he has it because of all the shit that he's been through in his life. So that's what the track is all about. And where he's talking about, I mean, one of my favorite lines of the year, where he's like seeing watching a black woman take my freedom almost made me hate my people. I mean, that's deep, man. That's deep. That's deep, man. That's like one of those lines where you hear it and you're just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad he still loves his people though. So you know what I'm saying? It's not all of black people that are like that in the States. Even though I'm not in the States, obviously I'm in South Africa, but I'm guessing that not all of them are like that. So the next track is Uptown Vibes. Track three, I don't really feel that track. Like when I saw the track list, I was excited about it because it has Fab on it. I mean, come on, Fab, Meek. I'm thinking, yo, it's about to be some bars, and it was it was cool. It was cool. I'm not saying it's whack, but it's not my kind of track. So track four, we've got the track with Cardi B, where Meek is talking about letting a girl spit in his mouth and some nasty shit like that. But Cardi came on and she did a thing. I mean, for her level, I mean, that was a pretty good verse. I don't care if she wrote the shit or not. You know, people always say she doesn't write a shit. I don't care about that. I just care about the fact that it's a dope verse and I like it, and I think it's the kind of track that cut out the kind of track that I hear Cardi on. So Meek kind of catered to Cardi instead of like Cardi changing into, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's it's a dope track at the end of the day, you know. Then we go to track five, which is What's Free, the track that everybody has been talking about, because not just because of the Jay Z verse. I mean, I love the track not just because Jay Z is on it. I mean, everyone knows that Hove is one of the greatest rappers of all time, but I think Rick Ross and Meek also did their thing on the track. I mean, people just talk about the Jay Z verse because I think it's because of the content. Like, let's not act like that's the craziest verse ever. Like, I'm not saying that the verse is not great, but it's great because of what he's saying, not necessarily how he's saying it, and you know, the punches, the multi syllables, you know, stuff like that, like the real rap shit, like the rapidity rap shit, like. But I think it's great because of the content, and for to hear a legend like just come on a track like that and to still be spitting some game to the youngins. I mean, that's very dope. So dope verse from Jay Z. You know, Ross is complaining about he's been in this game for over a decade and he's not nobody's favorite. I mean, what does he expect? Like, I'm not trying to talk shit about Ross, but come on, you Rick Ross, bro. Like, you're not Nas, bro. You're not gonna be nobody's favorite. Like, even if one person calls you their favorite, that should be enough for you. Like, you should not be a universal favorite like a Nas or Jay Z or even a Shady or Pac or Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of guys. But The next track 6, it's called oh my word, my notes are running away from me, but it's Respect the Game. I know off the top of my head, I know that it's Respect the Game, and he's talking about financial advice, basically talking about how you can easily go broke in the game if you don't really take care of your money. You know what I'm saying? I like that kind of talk from Meek. He's always talking about drugs and stuff, but I'm not really mad about him talking about drugs, but I'm just saying, like, when he's talking to the youngins, I mean, Meek is 31 now, so he's one of the OGs in the game. So when he's advising these youngins that, yo, that money ain't forever. Like, that money can vanish like that. So I really fuck with that shit, man. I think that's one of my favorite joints on the album. Track 7, I don't really like it. The one with Future, it's not for me. I'm not gonna diss it. The people that love it, it's not for me. Okay, moving on. Track 8 Championships. You see, now that's, I think Meek should have stuck to this kind of songs, especially with what he's going through. Like, this is the type of track that I wanted to hear from Meek. You know what I'm saying? With everything that's around him, everything that he's going through, the probation, whatever. Like, this is the kind of shit I want to hear from Meek. Like, not the previous track. Like, track 7, nah, it should not have been on the album. If it was for me, I never would have put it on the album. I understand that you need tracks like that on the album, but I feel like with everybody's attention on him, his album would have stole, even if it was just like some real shit, like some real rap shit. I think it would have been better like that. But anyway, track 9, Going Bad with Drake. The first time I listened to it, I didn't really, I'm not gonna say I hated the song, but I expected better from them. The first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, I expected a hit, and I never thought they were gonna do some lyrical shit. Nah, they were never gonna do that, especially after them niggas beef. They was gonna be too competitive. So if they were ever gonna make a track, I expected some shit like Going Bad. But the first time I listened to it, I thought it was underwhelming. But the more I listen to it, like, the more I'm getting the bounce to it. It's rubbing off on me. I'm starting to like the track. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Drake and Meek. I guess the moment is better than the song. Like, to see them back on a track together, going back to back. Even Meek said that, like that. I thought that was smart. Even when he went to Felix and he rapped on Drake shit. Yeah, that I kind of like the song. So I'm gonna say it's dope. The track 10, Almost Slipped. I think he's talking about Dicky. I almost fell in love with a thotty. Like, come on, bruh. Like, you can front like you're not talking about Nicki, but we all know you're talking about Nicki. He's talking about almost falling in love with a chick that was not good for him and all that and all that. I feel like Meek is low key complaining. He's just not. He's just not being out there about it. He's still on his gangster shit, but you can tell that Nicki really hurt the dude. You know what I'm saying? So, track 11. Track 11. What's track 11? Tic Tac Toe with Kodak Black. I think that was dope. I'm glad Kodak didn't rap on that. Even though some people are telling me, yo, Kodak got bars, yo, Kodak this, Kodak that, but I don't really fuck with Kodak like that. But the hook was dope. I think the hook was dope, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Track 12, 247 with Ella May, whatever her name is. I know her by the way. Like, the yeah, that chick. So it's another one of those tracks for the ladies. It's Meek is being the sexy nigga, the sexy nigga. Pause. I gotta say pause for you dumbass niggas. But anyway, Meek is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's in his ladies bag, and he's crooning for the ladies. Like, it's a dope song. I like it. The track 13, Oodles and Noodles. This is for everybody coming from the hood. This is for everybody who grew up having nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is for everybody who had to hustle. So I like this track. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's talking about where he comes from, what he had to go through, and all that. I love it. I love this kind of shit from Meek, man. Should have gave me 19 tracks of this shit, or maybe cut all the other tracks out, and just give me this hard hitting, like, real shit from the streets, real grimy shit. I like this shit. So track 14, Pay You Back with 21 Savage. That's some gangster shit. Like, 21 is a gangster. Like, everybody knows that. Like, some of these niggas, like, some of these niggas, they kind of lie about their real lives. Like, I can tell 21 is a real G. Like, me too. So, like, getting them on a track together, talking about some gangster shit, yeah, that goes. So I like that track too. 100 Summers, track 15. one of those like, yo, I'm glad I made it out the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from a rough neighborhood. This, you know what I'm saying? I could have either been dead or in jail. So it's one of those from struggle to triumph kind of songs from Meek, which I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, Meek really, I think this is probably his best project. I'm not really a huge Meek fan, but I think this kind of pulled me in. Like, you know what I'm saying? His previous album, Wins and Losses, I thought that was also okay. Like, it was not bad too. But I think this one is the album that I say, if people ask me, yo, do you know Meek Mill? Like, yo, which album can I listen to from him? I'm gonna send them here, because this shit is like real. Like, it's grown. You can tell that the homie has grown up. Like, he's learned a lot. He's seen a lot. Going to jail and having his friends turn their backs on him, like, it has taught him a lot. So yeah, I fuck with the song. With the shits, I think that's the strip club anthem. I like the chick, actually, even though she was spitting in Spanish. I think it's Spanish. Like, the first like 20 seconds, I didn't know what she was saying, but the flow was nice. And when she came back to the English, like, I thought she was okay. Like, I like the song. It's one of those songs that you'd hear in the strip club. I've never been to a strip club, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying. That's one of those tracks. Um, Track 17, Stuck in My Ways. I felt like that was a filler track. Like, it's one of those tracks that I don't think I even listened to it like more than twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those tracks that I'll never really come back to. Like, it's one of those that, oh, we need an album. Oh, let's just fill. You know what I'm saying? Let's just fill this album and make it a 19-track album. I could have done without that song, like, and a couple other songs, but hey. Track 18, Dangerous featuring Jeremiah. I actually saw the video today. They shot the video. It's on like 20 million views. And another joint for the ladies. I think this is a joint for the radios. I think this is the single, or maybe the track with Drake, but I think this is the single. So yeah, it's one of those tracks that are for the radio, but Meek is still spitting. So I think it's a dope track. It's a good balance between a song for the ladies, a song for the radio, and still, you know what I'm saying, that shit for the lyricists, or for the people who look out for the lyrics, like me, like myself. So I really like that. I thought it was a very good formula for. It's a track that probably in the album, it's the only track that everybody's gonna like. Everybody, like, people who don't like rap, who don't like real lyrics, ladies, you know what I'm saying, who like singing, niggas like Jeremiah, you know what I'm saying, they can appreciate that track too. So it's a track for everybody. The last track, Cold Hearted, I think this sums up the album like pretty well. Like, you know what I'm saying, when he's talking about like how people turn their back on him, and the realest, I think it's the realest song on the album. Like, the way he's talking, you can hear the pain in his voice when he talks about getting betrayed by people from his hood, like people just waiting to catch him lacking. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a song on the album where he talks about he always has to check his rearview mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when he goes back to his own hometown in Philly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some real crazy shit. But I appreciate the honesty on this album, man. Like, to sum it up, I think it's a very good album. I don't think it's the best album of 2018, because we've got so many, like, we've got so many real shit. Like, even the albums that haven't went mainstream, like, for example, Rock Marciano dropped. Like, Rock Marciano, like, come on, bruh. Like, JID dropped. Okay, JID, it was cool too. But I'm just saying, like, Victory Lab dropped. You know, come on, bruh. Streams of Thought, Black Thought just dropped. So Meek has a lot of competition, even though I don't believe that this is the best song of 2018. I think this is his best work, and this is not like a shot at him or anything, but because there's been a lot of dope music that has come out this year. There's also been a lot of trash, but the trash is more mainstream. But for shit that I like, I think I think I'll put this in the top 5, but I wouldn't say it's the best. If you say it's the best, I can't disagree with it, because it's really dope. So yeah, man, shout out to Meek. I think dope album, classic. I don't know. I think we have to give it time. I can just call it classic after like 2 weeks, 1 week, but people call it classic after a day. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I still need to give it time. Like, maybe I'll revisit this like 6 months later or a year later to see how the album is aged and to see how people have received the album. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say it's a classic just yet. But anyway, shout out to Meek, dope album. Yeah.